Hi everybody and welcome to another video from Duncan's Reviews, and on this video I'm reviewing something I purchased from Temu, which is this sharpening tool for mower blades that you basically put in a drill as per the pictures, and it sharpens the blade. Now at the time of purchasing this it's just under £2 in cost, which is really cheap. So will it work? We'll have to wait and see, but as you can see there from the pictures, it is exactly as the pictures describe it as. It looks exactly the same. It's got a bluey colour. So here is a video on the Temu website showing it in action, and the guy's got it in a vise, and he's got it sort of like sideways on, sharpening the blade like that. So that gives you an idea how you can do it. Now it's interesting because obviously you could sharpen it like that, or you could sharpen it sideways on, or however. We'll come to that later in the video. So now that it's arrived, it's time to just pop it into the drill. So dead easy, just the same as you putting a drill bit in. Goes into the drill, and then we tighten it up and lock it in the same manner we would a drill bit, and we're ready to use it. So now it's time to give it a try. Now that's the mower and that's the blade currently. It's in a bit of a mess. It's all caked in grass. It's very dirty, as you can see there. So it'll be interesting to see how well this works out once we give it a go. Now to start with, what I'm actually going to do is I'm just trying to clean some of the dirt off as well. It's quite difficult to do. So I'm trying to clean some of the dirt off as you're going along there. Now you could do this with a wire brush, but I've just decided to use this tool while I've got it to try and go along and sort of clean some of the embedded dirt off. So it is working, and obviously as it's doing that, it's slightly sharpening it as well. Now you could sit and do this with a wire brush as well. It would take a little bit of time, so using the tool to kind of do two things at once, really, clean the blade and sharpen it a little bit at the same time, gives you an idea of sort of how long it's going to take. Now obviously this video is edited down to 10 minutes, but to sharpen the entire blade and sort of clean it all the way across and everything like that, you're probably looking, I would say, maybe 10-15 minutes, maybe a bit longer, of doing it various methods to get the whole thing clean and obviously sharpen the blade at the same time. Now I'm expecting kind of this tool to maybe last a couple of years. I say that, a couple of years, you're probably thinking, wow, that's a long time, but you're probably only going to actually do this once a year, maybe. Depends how often you use your mower. The blades themselves are about, I think the blade was about £10, £15 when last time I replaced the blade on this mower. So yeah, using this tool to sharpen the blades a little bit kind of cheaper, and you can use it for other things as well, not just mower blades. You could use it for any other similar tool that you've got that's got a blade like this that needs to be sharpened. But yeah, my mower does need a bit of a good clean as well. It's not in the best of condition, so that's another job for over the summer. So yeah, just showing you how obviously it's a kind of sharpened stone, so it's going to go in there. I'm just getting rid of all the surface like grass, and it's kind of like sticks to the blade. It's like embedded grass, if you want to put it that way. But you can see from the state of the mower. Now I tend to clean my mower sort of like once a year, so this sharpening the blade is probably something you could do once a year. It sort of is coming up now. It's September time now as I'm testing this tool, so it is the time of the year when the grass has its last cut, and the mower gets its annual clean, you want to call it that. I don't know how many other people clean the mowers once a year, but I tend to try and do it at least once a year. And I'm interested, I've had this mower probably, yeah, I've had this mower about 24 years now, actually. So it's quite an old mower, and I've replaced the blade in it once. And that was, like I say, fairly recently, a couple of years ago. So yeah, this mower's been really good. But yeah, the blades, need sharpening every so often. There used to be shops that did this, but it's not cost effective anymore. So I'm going to take the blade out now and basically remove the blade. It's just one nut there. I think this was a 13mm bolt. It's got a little nut on it there as well. Got a bolt and a washer, sorry, there, that we can now put that in a vise and try the method that the guy was using on the video, where you clamp it in the vise and move it kind of along sideways. You have to be very careful, it jumps around a bit, so I've kind of like trying to hold it down and do this at the same time. It's not very not the most easy thing to do, so if you've got a desk or a fixed vise, it might be a bit easier. The problem I came across here is on the video how the guy's doing it, my blade is a bit thicker, I think, than the guys on the video, because there's less gap between the plastic and the sharpening stone, so it doesn't easily fit directly in between. So yeah, that's a little bit different compared to the video for me. It might be a bit different for you if your blade only a matter of millimetres thinner. I mean, kind of thing, doing it this way, I did notice that, I did manage to get it in at some point, and actually sort of get it in the gap, but it was a bit tricky, and it will go in once the sharpening stone's worn down a little bit. But yeah, I've managed to kind of like get it in a couple of times and run it along. It is sharpening it a bit. It is kind of working, so it is cleaning it all off, and I did feel it was making it a bit sharper. So don't forget, when the blade's in there spinning around and everything, it's gonna hopefully work a bit better once it's all been totally done. But it's just a matter of trying to get it. If you haven't got a vise, it's going to be a bit tricky for you to actually sort of sharpen it. I was kind of like trying it at all sorts of different angles here to see the best way. Obviously the blade at the end of these mower blades sort of like bends around, so that's really tricky to, you can't really get it in the gap very easy. It's not the easiest thing to do. If the blade was just totally straight, it would be a lot easier, like the middle part of the blade. But yeah, you're probably looking at a good 10 to 15 minutes of doing this. And obviously the drill's getting a bit warm as well. Because drills are designed for quick uses, aren't they? A minute or two really at a time, and then not really handheld battery drills, and not really designed to be on constantly with a tool in them. Just bear that in mind, because my drill was getting a bit warm. There you go. I did actually manage to get in the gap at this point. And you can see from there, just looking at it, it's kind of sharpening it a lot more now once the stone fits in the gap. The end bit, very tricky to do, purely because on this blade it's kind of bends around. I should have really cleaned this, like I say, with a wire brush first to get rid of all the grass and everything like that, but yeah. One thing I will tell you now, I did try this afterwards in the mower, and obviously I tried it on a piece of grass and it cut the grass. So yeah, I mean, it's a hard thing to tell really, isn't it, with cutting grass, because it wasn't that bad before, but I shall have to see how it performs over the next couple of months, probably during the summertime, when I'm actually going to be cutting the grass more often. But you can see there now, you can see the silver shining when you're sharpening it. So yeah, it's getting a bit sharper, so it is doing what it's designed to do in sharpening the blade, although it's going to take a bit of time to do. And then obviously I've just got to put the blade back in, so it's dead easy again. It's just one bolt and a little washer that goes on it there. Could have spent a bit more time on this, but it was just a demonstration to show you how the sharpening stone works. So that goes back in, 13mm socket or spanner, however you want to do it. I used a socket because it was easier just to tighten it up, and that's all you do, and then that's back in there, and you can go out and give it a try just when that one bolt has been tightened back up again. So yeah, hope you like this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Any questions about this, please let me know, but like I say, only time will tell with this. It does cut the grass, so yeah, we'll see how it goes over the next couple of months.